Close out of IG. I don't know why we can't hear Melo, man. I don't get it. Why y'all listen, this is real life right here. This ain't edited. This ain't none of that. This is unedited, unscripted, all that right now. So I'm just gonna drink some wine until we figure this out. And if we don't figure it out, we'll figure it out at some point. Packers, what's up? Y'all can't hear me? Again? I ain't know this wind down was. All right, so y'all can't hear me. All right, cool. Well, until we get Mellow on, I'm just about to have this vibe by myself right now. Ask me some questions, man. I'll answer what I can until we can move on and see what we got. We done turned this wind down into a comedy show. Shout out to Packers. My bad, Sean. My bad, Sean. This live is a 9 right now. I take it because it should be like a 5 or 4. All right, Mello. Mello said he have a question. What's your question, Mello? We're gonna do it like this then. Where's my request? All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna try this one more time, Mello. Yo, I don't know what's wrong with Mello stuff over there. Mello. Hey, Mello. Hey, Mello, if you can hear me, put your thumb up. And so, for all y'all don't know Mello, Mello don't really, he ain't a phone type of person. He don't be talking on the phone all the time to even his friends like that. So, trying to get into this IG chat, but it don't seem like it's gonna work with him. All right, it's good, bro. Stack Jack. All right, I told him to turn off his. I told him to turn off his Bluetooth. All right, let's talk a little bit about wine, man. Put him on speakerphone. Let me see. See if he answered my call. Yo. Every time you request me, I hit it and I jump. I get in, but I don't hear no sound. Is your Bluetooth on your you on your iPad? I'm on my iPhone. You on your iPhone. Is your Bluetooth on? If your Bluetooth, turn your Bluetooth off. No, everything is on. I'm locked and loaded over here. I don't get it then. I don't understand it. I can hear you until we come on. Until we come on together. Yeah. I ain't about to help you. All right. So we'll try it again then. It said somebody said turn off the Wi-Fi and use cellular. We're gonna try it one more time with Mr. Anthony whenever he gets on, so we'll see if it happens. He said he can hear me right now, but when we get on together, he can't even hear me. So let's talk a little wine, people. What y'all want to talk about? Because we're gonna have to call Grant on soon and talk to Grant a little bit. Lloyd, what's up, brother? Listen, I got everything prepared. I got all my questions right here. You know what I mean? I got the wine ready. What's my favorite? Adam, what up? Shout out to Adam. It's a good friend of mine introduced me to Burgundy wines and from France, and I fell in love with a lot of French wines. So for me, every time I can get my hands on some Burgundy or I can get my hands on some Bordeaux, I'm all in for that. I just got introduced to Chenin Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc type of guy, but this is the first time I got introduced to that. So let me see if I can get Melo back in. All right, Melo said accept his request. I'm about to try this one more again. Let's go, Mel. Come on, baby. This is how I'll be on the bench my last year in Miami. Let's go.
Yo!
There we go.
Yo, big shouts out to my son, man. My son just did that quick.
Yes,
sir.
He just did that quick. What up?
Man, listen, we out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on here, man. People don't, I told people before you came on.
Let's do the introduction again. I ain't hear my introduction.
Oh, man, you heard me. You how, like, you know, like my passion continued. I first started drinking wine. Like, I started enjoying it, but then I started hanging around you.
I like it. I can dig it.
Yo, tell the people how you got, bro.
Say it again.
How you got? How did it even start for you?
Man, I've been into wine for like almost, it's 10, almost 15 years, and just I started going to, once we started traveling and going to like Sacramento, I had some friends in Sacramento who kept telling me to try Napa wine. So I went there. I used to always go to the spot. And then next thing I know, I get the order in the case here. I order a case there. And I look up, I got 20, 30 cases of Darius, 04, 05 Darius. Like in my cellar that I didn't even know I was collecting or grabbing back then. I'm talking about Darius, Cade, Joseph Phelps, like so insignia, so Paul Meyer. Like I have so much wine from 04 and 05, which turned out to be great years. So that's how I started to get into wine.
So what year was that?
This was 05. So I'm collecting 05s and 05. Like that's when I look back at it, I lucked up, right? It was something that was just telling me go on there, grab the 04s, 05s. My intuition was telling me that.
All right, so listen, neither one of us are master somms or anything like that. Right? Like we think because we wine and you know what I mean, like some people hear you throw out those kind of names and right? Like what would your advice be for people who just want to or they don't know like what wine to go buy or anything like that? Like what would your advice be to get started on that in that process?
Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. I'm actually drinking some good wine over here.
What you drink?
You just said people ain't gonna know, so I'd rather not tell them.
Well, tell me. I want to know.
No, I'm drinking a nice Burgundy, man.
Before you came on, I was telling them I love Burgundy. And why don't you send me some of that, though?
I will.
I know you got you.
Ooh. I got you.
All right.
It's a nice bottle, man. 2010. Great bottle, actually. But yeah, we can get back to it. What you were saying?
Before we get Lisa just hit the I just saw a comment from Lisa. She said, "Tell the people how we met." Other people probably heard how we met, but you know what? They might haven't. They heard a lot about me and Brian, but they haven't heard a lot about our relationship and how our kind of started.
Our friendship, our relationship goes back 2003, right? In Final Four in New Orleans. Like that's how far we go back.
Yep.
Seeing you walk around in New Orleans, me out there not knowing who you were, but I knew who you were as far as your game, and you know you had just came off that game against Kentucky, so everything was at an all-time height.
So
then I think y'all lost on purpose, so y'all ain't have to match up with Syracuse.
Hold on. So Bourbon Street, and
yep, we was on Bourbon Street.
In the Final Four, and we were hanging out on the street, and we ran into each other. It was the first time we actually met.
That was the first time we actually met, and it was just something there. Like it was an energy there that I'm like, oh, all right, this dude. He's first of all he's nice on the court, but first of all, your energy was different. You know what I'm saying? So I think over the years we just grew on that, and our friendship has went from like being friends, but not talking as much to talking damn near a couple times a week now. Like, you know, and then families is involved. We got mutual interests off the court. Our game speak for itself. What you did on the court speak for yourself. But I like it more now because it's nothing to do with actual basketball. Like it's just more. We brothers, we friends, we family. Like it's life, it's experiences, it's energy that you know that you just can't destroy that type of energy.
Facts. I tell a lot of people the first time that I was introduced as a basketball player from afar was actually and I watched you from the stands, and I think you had a light 30. You hit a light.
We lost too, though. We lost to Memphis, man. I was sick.
Yeah, well, y'all lost to Memphis.
We lost to Memphis. Yeah.
Was Dwyane Wagner on that team?
No, he had just went to Cleveland.
Oh, he left the year before.
Yeah.
He left in 2002. You're right. Year before us. But I remember sitting there watching, and I was like, damn, this little chubby dude is nice.
That was that New York pizza, man. That's what that was back then.
But I remember before we played, and I was like, yo, that's the #1 pick in the draft.
Right.
I walked out of there, I said, oh, he got a light 30 on them, and it was like effortless, and you was smooth. I was like, that's the #1 pick in the draft.
Right.
That in my mind. Now, not knowing about Brian and definitely not knowing about Darko.
Who?
The guy that went #2 ahead of you.
Your phone broke up when you were saying that.
Who went #2?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I'm following, champ. I'm following.
Let me tell you, look, we all over the place. Let me tell you something else. So I went to do my workout. I went to work out with Denver, and I knew they had the 3rd pick, and I knew that the talk was I remember asking Kiki, why in the hell y'all bring me in? Like, y'all know y'all.
They probably didn't even know.
But he was like, he was real with me, though, Mel. He was like, for insurance purposes, like, if Detroit end up changing their mind last second and taking Melo, then we want to be able to, you know, if I because I went to Miami at 5.
So I mean, but listen to that story. Everything all played out the way it was supposed to play out. When you look back at it, like no matter how much we look at the way that the draft was or who went where, like it all played out to what it was supposed to be, right? You ended up. Throughout our life, especially now. I don't know what I would have been if I would have went to Detroit. I know I'd have had maybe 2 or 3 rings.
I had 2. Definitely had 2.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how everything else would have played out after that throughout my career. So
right. So let me ask you though. So people ask this question, like, when did you really know? Like, what age were you when you was pro?
Honestly, I didn't know until like I was in Syracuse, and I didn't even know then.
Really?
I didn't even know. Like high school, when I went to Oak Hill, they was just like, "Oh, you got a chance to come out of high school." I'm like, I'm not back then. I wanted to go to school. My mom kept saying, "Go to school, go to school." Like I just want you to finish. So that was my mindset. So when I got to Syracuse, it was like, man, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna just have fun. Yeah, we want to win a national championship, but we don't know if we're gonna win a national championship. Like the odds of us winning a national championship that year was very low.
Right, very.
And so it was just like once we started playing in the tournament and we won. And Boeheim is like, yo, I don't want to see you on this campus no more. Pack your bags and get on out of here. I ain't really had that many bags up there anyway, but that's what he told me.
That's crazy. I see. I would have thought, right? I would have thought that you knew back in Oak Hill. Like I would have thought you knew.
Nah, I wasn't even thinking about that. About the NBA.
Wow.
It was too far-fetched. Like nobody, like it was, the percentages of people coming out of Baltimore making it to the NBA was slim to none.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not. There's no chance of me making it. I just want let me go to school, let me do what I do, and figure it out from there.
Right. So my coach, Tom Crean, we watched y'all game.
Nah, but that's what college. That's what it do to you. That's what it does to you. And March Madness do that to you.
Then they play. Then at the end of after y'all win and y'all celebrate, and I'm looking at, I'm hating like a motherfucker, dog. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm like, this freshman come in, he win a national championship. Like, man,
we have 4 freshmen.
Yeah, dude, I was hot.
Everything had to work accordingly, though, man. Everything was stacked up the right way that year.
All right, so peep this, right? So I watched you win a national championship in college when I was
right.
There. You watched me win the championship in 2006, like third NBA. What were your feelings on that when I won that?
What the fuck? Like that's what I'm like, yo, come on. Third year and you're set for the whole time. Like anything else that you do from here is a plus.
Right.
Like that's what my mindset was. I'm like, man, word, that's what it was. Cause then I started going back to me, and this was at the time when you won. This was at the time I was still salty about the Detroit situation. They won that year, so I'm like, oh, I could have been the first one. Like, damn, like,
do it.
That's what I was thinking about. I was happy for you, but I'm like, damn, he won the first. He the first one that won. Damn, this gonna be hard for us out here.
Yo, so look, I win, right? I win the championship, and I swear, I think like a week later. And I remember knowing that y'all. I remember knowing how talented y'all was, and I'm like, they're gonna get there. I'm just so happy that I got there first.
You did. No, you did it, man. And like coaches will always tell you, like old school coaches be like, man, you like they'll tell you take advantage of this opportunity if you get a chance to even get there because they're like, man, you ain't no telling when you're gonna get back. You might not get back at all. There's no telling. Every year is different. So the level of respect that I have for you and what y'all did down there in Miami is out of this world because it's hard to do that. Like
Right.
it's hard. It's hard to win one, but to come back and do it consecutively, like 1, 2, 3, like that's hard to do, man.
So hard. All right, man. Listen, let's shift real quick. Look, me and Melo can talk all day. Like we can drink like 9 bottles of wine and sit down in the crib and talk. But we don't got much time, so let's shift gears real quick, bro. I know you do a lot in the wine space. You got a couple things. People about a few of the things that you're doing, in this wine space.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm taking my time. I'm slowly building. I'm actually about to start doing something probably this Monday, like on my IG live. I never did IG live before, so this is all new to me. But I'm gonna start something Monday. I'm gonna do a live Monday called "What's in Your Glass."
Yeah.
Right, and just I just want to have conversation with people, just chop it up and talk to people, and just build over a glass of wine or a bottle of wine. I want to really know what people be drinking out there though, because they be flexing like they sellers is like that. I want to see if they sellers is really like that. So the concept is what's in what. And being around it and going to the vineyards and having those experiences and realizing what I like everybody don't like.
Right. And that's the biggest thing, right? So when we talk about wine, it's not one wine that someone can like, or it's not one region, or it's not one variety. It's different wines that people can like. It's all about your palate, right? Your palate
It's all about your palate.
It's all about what you like. Sometimes we're so much different. Like wine is this thing that's so complex, you know what I'm saying? And no one really have the answer to why. But I know you're one of the people that for me that I look up to, and I'm always mellow when it comes to this wine industry. So I definitely want to make sure we have this conversation. So they say
it's good. Plus it gives me a chance to
minutes. You cool with that?
I got nothing but time and wine. That's it.
All right, well, we can do as much as we want. All right, so let's go. So I got another question for you, right? So people want to know, obviously, a lot about basketball. So they want to probably know some of our favorites we've had playing together. And for me, I would say one of my moments playing against you was actually when we played y'all in the playoffs. Like,
It was more mental. It was more of a mental challenge because I already knew that y'all was scouting crazy. Like I already knew y'all knew everything, so I had to be smart. It was almost a chess game playing against y'all.
yeah, yeah. But that was my favorite, dog. Just like the fact that we were both on this, like, we in the Garden. And at that time, Miami was turned all the way up. So we in the two biggest stages in basketball at this time, besides LA. And we're, as friends, we got 3 of us out of the Banana Boat crew all playing together on this stage. Like, for me, that was dope.
It was lopsided. It was definitely lopsided. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, y'all got one game and it's that game winner. I had a chance to close it out, but I missed it.
Yeah, but you ain't gotta keep reminding me like
for the people. This for the people.
Oh, okay. I forgot we was on live.
This for the people. You know, what you got? You ask me some questions. What you got?
I'm just like to build. Like I don't really have no questions. I'm just on here enjoying.
all night. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
all right, we gonna take a page out of D Nice. You just go all 24/7.
Instagram live off every hour, so probably at some. Well, we've been going on and off, so I don't know what time, but at some point they're gonna click us out.
It's
So,
all good. When they kick us out, they kick us out.
all right, they kick us out then. All right, so we vibing then. So let's talk about. Let's see what else we could talk about. Let's talk about you. You know I love to talk about this, man. Let's talk about your comeback, your first game. How did
Right.
that? I remember texting you afterwards, but how did that feel?
Actually crazy because I'm sitting in the crib and just get the phone call like, is this what you want to do? I'm like, I done been down this road before. Like, let's make sure it's right. Let's make sure all parties are on board and we go from there. So it's like, all right, cool. Like we gonna get it done. This is like a Wednesday. They're like, oh, could you meet us Friday? I'm like, oh, Friday? I'm sitting on the couch. I can't meet y'all. I can't go play on the game on Friday. I've been on the couch. Like, I've been training, but it's different training. So I get the call, I go. I'm like, let me just get through the weekend. I meet them in New Orleans, and then I had to really snap back into basketball mindset. Like, I was already, like, disconnected from it, but I had to snap back into it. But once I got there and, like went on the bus, it wasn't no shoot around because it was a back-to-back, so I had to go, to the arena regular time.
Yeah.
But that it just started kicking in, like just all those past experiences and things that we know athletes really enjoy, locker room, bus, plane. That's what started to kick back in first, and then the game was easy because I knew I was doing my job and doing my work anyway.
Right. Like so, but you played well in your first game back. Like, how did that feel though?
But I was in shape. Like, that was the biggest thing. Like, it wasn't even basketball. I'm like, yo, I just want to be like, I want to get through the first time out. Like, if I get through the first time out, I'm good. Like, just let me check my win and see if I can get through the first time out. Once I got through the first time out, I'm like, oh, this is, and there's no more adrenaline no more. This is all right. Down there again, first game back, Syracuse National Championship in New Orleans. Like, all of that started to come back to me, like that history in those moments.
Shout out to Chris Brinkley, trainer up in New York, who obviously worked with you when you was out for that time. Shout out to him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a collective effort, man, because everywhere I was at, it was like when I was in the LA, when I knew that I knew I had to stay strong mentally, so I had to really, really lock in on that situation.
Right, for sure. I'm getting over here, Mel. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm sweating a little. All right.
I'm still light.
We all see him on Instagram, man. Like, he putting it together. About, where he is and where you feel like his next step is.
I think for him it's just more like he have an IQ at a high IQ at that level for that age, and I think he gotta understand the next step and putting the IQ with what it takes. And he grinds, he works hard. I take my hat off to him for that. He won it. But it's sometimes it doesn't translate to one another when I say that, because him to understand who he is, the situation that he's in. I stay on him about that. Like building, like having being resilient, being tough out here, because everybody know what time it's gonna be when he out there. everybody coming for him. So he gotta want that. He gotta embrace that. And the moment that he start embracing that, he gonna be good.
Like I've been talking about this with my son, right? Like this year, his senior year, he came to obviously a very known school in Sierra Canyon, and we was all very excited and those guys to play together. And he got injured and didn't really have the season and didn't play as much as he wanted to, right? But what I talked to him about, first time in his life, this was the first time that he's dealt with some form of adversity, right? Like one thing about our kids, sometimes they are closed off a little bit from the world, like the real world, and how tough it is to really make it in anywhere in life. And I think the first time he's had to deal with some form of adversity. And as a father, like, yeah, I'm a little angry about that, but I'm also excited to see how he's going to really like respond to this adversity, right?
But that's what we come in at, right? So that's where all the work that we've put in over these years to show our resiliency.
Right.
Now we got to start like giving them that, like letting them see that. There's enough of sitting down, watching film with them doing this, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty of it, you got to be resilient in this game because the adversity gonna come to you in different ways, different forms. This year he didn't play as much as he probably wanted to, right? So it's good for me and my son to see that. Right. It's good for my son to see that because it's like, yo, they don't give a damn about who you are. Like, they don't care whose son you are. Like, you got to come out here and you got to put in the work. Everybody going to go through adversity. You're not going to have a clean slate. You're not going to have, just your whole career going to be good. Like, you're going to have moments. You're going to have years that's down. You're going to have time where you second guessing things. You second guessing yourself. Like, it's how you come out of that, like you said. Yeah. I've been through it. You've been through it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like our kids, they see what they see now of us, right? Or like even someone like your teammates. You got two teammates. You got Dame and CJ, who neither one were highly, recruited like that or went to these big D1 universities. But they see them now, and they be like, "Oh snap, Dame, CJ," but they don't see the journey and they don't see the hardship and what. The NBA does is when they see us playing, they be like, "Oh, that's who I want to be like," but they don't get to see the entire journey.
Right.
Everybody's journey don't go like this. Sometimes your journey goes like this eventually before you get there. You know what I mean?
I mean, trust me, I know all about that, and I'm the main person who can vouch to that. Like I know what it's like to have, all of these years where you this and you that, you this and you that, you holding things down, and then one thing happened and it's taken from you. So now you got to look at life a little differently. You got to look at situations. You start looking at people differently. You start realizing and working on how you can maneuver. Understand that and it clicks, then everything will be good.
All right, so as a basketball, like it's easier for us, right, to be able to parent kids that play the sport that we play. Like we can parent them on the basketball. But outside, what do you do to like? How do you parent Cayenne? Like, what are the values? What are the things you're trying to teach them away from just sports, like in life of a young black?
Yeah, respect. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. If you don't have no respect, then ain't nobody gonna respect you. And that's like one of the main things that we preach in this household. Like you gotta respect people.
Right.
You gotta show people that you're respected, like you're respectful. You gotta have manners. You gotta treat the janitor like you treat the CEO of the company. And that when I say that, that's not cliche at all. Like that's real. Somebody took your wine?
Yeah, took my wine.
You got a sommelier over there, man?
Yeah, hey, that's my sommelier.
Oh, what up? What up, sis?
Like people, listen. People don't know how much of family we really are. Like they look at the Banana Boat crew and think that's family. Like we go way beyond that. We go like Gab is your sister. Like you know what I'm saying. La's my sister. Like,
nah, that's family. That's it. It goes so deep that I'm gonna be honest with you. Gab was on the Banana Boat.
I know. You weren't even on the Banana.
The current is taking me in the middle of the ocean, like opposite from the boat.
We couldn't see you.
I know. And it was windy. It was all type of shit was going on through my head. I'm gonna be honest with you. Then I look up at the boat and I see Braun jumps off the boat like he's MacGyver.
No, like that commercial that he had, the LeBrons, like
Yes, exactly. He jumped off the boat into the water. He was bringing me back with one arm. He's swimming with the other arm, and he carrying me in one arm.
I told people this story before. I said, listen, I've seen LeBron do a lot of amazing things on the court.
That was special.
On the court, when he went and saved Melo life.
He saved my life. I can't hold you. He saved my life. He saved my life. Yo, Bron, I appreciate that because you saved my life that day.
Yeah, shout out.
Them little flippers wasn't working for me.
Yo, Mel, I don't know if you I know you remember now. So think about it. I wasn't getting in the water.
You ain't want to jump in with us.
So you remember when we went to the cave, and then everybody was going under. You had to go underneath the current to go into that cave.
Yeah, you wasn't rocking with that. Nah, you wasn't rocking. What happened to me? I almost ended up on the other side of the island over there.
I sent your message. Yeah, facts.
That was a special time, bro.
What else can we cover on here? And this is good, dog. All right, listen, man, bro. All right, listen. Let me say something. I gotta say this. A lot of putting on that. Let me say this thing. I'm in Portland, and so before you sign with Houston.
You did. No, you're right. I mean, listen. You did. It was you. It was three people. You, my wife, and my son was telling me go to Portland. My wife was telling me go to Portland for 4 years. I'm like, yo, how you just want me to just pick up and just leave? Like I'm under contract over here. What you want me to do? But that's been.
Portland.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I'd like from here on out until the end of my time, like Portland will always hold a special place to me. Like for them to open this up to me, like not even the organization, the city, like open up the city to me and make me feel wanted like that. Like that's That's big. That's major. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If it wasn't for me going to Houston,
yeah,
my whole like perspective on things would have been totally different.
facts.
Like right now, like that situation, even though it was bad, it was just more of eye opening for me. Like
Right.
it made me sit still for a minute. It made me like go dig in my literature. It made me like really figure out what I like life. And any other time we don't get time to figure out life like that until after everything is done. I was able to figure out life in the midst of the turmoil. Like people don't get that often at all.
Right.
So to be in the game, step out the game, get a chance to reevaluate and then restructure, and then come back into the game with a different mindset, a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Nobody gets a chance to do that.
Facts. Yeah, you're right. So listen, we talk about this all the time. All the people out there that don't know Melo, and I said this a few times in a few interviews. A lot of people trying to get me to cover, and it wasn't for lack of talent. Like obviously, I know I can still play in the NBA even right now today. But Melo was like, "Yo, we need you. The fan needs you. The game needs you to come back for your last year, so we can pay respect to you, bro, for what you meant to this game." And I to you, dog. And a lot of people was calling me in my ear, telling me this and that, but you really got through to me that day when me, you, and the wives, we went to dinner, and you told me that. I was like, you know what? I think my guy's right. Like, even though I didn't know what I was going to do at that moment, you really got through me because I was like, yo, I'm done.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I know that now that I went through what I went through, I know where you was at. Because I said the same shit. I'm done. I'm not messing with this game no more. I'm finished with this. The game don't love me the way I love it no more. Like that's what I started thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Think about this, bro. Like I gave everything I had to Miami for 13 years, right? I gave money, I gave my body, I sacrificed so much. And when I got to the position where I had to now think I went to Chicago for that year. Like, actually, I did need that to see that life it was bigger than just basketball for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so like basketball. Chicago made me so much bigger. It opened my mind up for so many things. But I'm not gonna say I wasn't hurt. Like, I mean, like, I wish it didn't happen. I'm glad that some of it did, but I wish it didn't happen. But I was hurt. So I definitely understand where you were at from what New York. Feeling it, and then obviously what happened in Houston in 10 games, which was fucking crazy. So we both definitely understand what it feels like from this game to be here at the top. Like, we was at the top of this game, and then at some point, you know, people acting like they don't really respect or what you have meant to the organization. Like, that shit hurt, bro. You know what I mean?
Because we live in a society where everything is instantaneous. Like it's on to the next so quick. Sometimes back to back. So it's like we lose a game. It's like, oh, you don't have time to be mad about that game. You got to move on to the next thing. So we always programmed like that. So
Right.
when we have a chance to sit still and really think about it, that's where things start to make sense. We start putting things in place. We start prioritizing. We start prioritizing people. We start prioritizing life. What's important to us, what's not important to us. At the end of the day, this game is just a game. At the end of the day, we've been doing it for a long time. We put a lot of work into who we are today. It's not people just see highlights. Now everybody just see highlights. So they judge you off of highlights. If you ain't doing something on the highlight, it's over. Nobody's watching full games no more. For example, like NBA now is playing old games. Now, with my son the other day, and I forgot what game we was watching, and he's just like, "Oh, Dad, that's so and so. Oh, I seen that highlight." I'm like, "Yeah, you saw the highlight. Now you get to see the game. Now you get to see what happened in the highlight." Then he was like, "Yo, Now that highlight don't even mean that much to me no more.
Right.
And I'm like, why you say that? He was like, because I'm actually seeing the lead up to the actual highlight.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the knowledge that we're kicking to each other. And I'm like, oh, so now you understand what these highlights would do to you. Don't be that guy. No.
You ever like you about to play a team that week and they give you like the highlights of each player on the team. Every player on that team looked like an all-star. Or every team.
That's a film session. That's a film session for you.
Bro, they make every team look like the Bulls, you know what I'm saying, the 72-10 Bulls. They make every player look like an all-star.
Yeah.
And that's what highlights do.
Man, highlights is the most beautiful thing and the most dangerous thing at the end of the day, because I've sat even with my son, like, you know, I'm more into the kids now and AAU and all of that. So I'm seeing, like, we always go back and forth on the highlights, who doing this, and I'll be like, I get the game today, and I support all the highlights, because that's where we at. And people love highlights. Like, everybody love highlights. We love highlights. We love to watch our own highlights. But when you talking about,
are you watching?
Huh?
Are you going on YouTube and watching your own highlights right now?
No. I haven't watched my highlights. I haven't watched my highlights in a while. My son. She'll send you a game. She'll send you a game from 2006, January 1st, January 2nd. Like, she'll send you some shit like that. I'm like, yo, where you find this game at?
Hey, yo, let's shift back into basketball real quick, because we would both be remiss if we would not talk about this human being. Talk to me about, and I will do the same thing, talk to me about one of your favorite Kobe moments, dog. And some, obviously people have asked us about this, but between me and you, obviously both of us having a close relationship from the standpoint of basketball and off the court with 2-4. But talk to me about our guy and like one of the dope moments that you always go back to.
Court, that's why it's like, it's hard to speak to people when they come on the court, because you don't know what their mentality is. They might dub you, right? They might not even say nothing to you. They might not shake your hand. So
Right.
Kobe comes on the court, gives me dap, I give him dap. So throughout the game, he's like saying little shit to me, like, no. I'm not here to stop you. We here to stop you. So when you young and hear that, you be like, oh, like, what is it? What is he talking about? I'm about to get buckets. So the game went on, the game goes on, and fourth quarter comes. I mean, he's getting every call. He's fouling. They're not calling shit. And he's just like, I told you what's about to happen. And I'm like, what's happening? He's like, all right, let's go. Let's give the world what they want to see. Offensive rebound, he fouling me, grabbing me. He come down, I foul him hard. I come back down, he foul me hard. We talking trash. I have my braids done. The most disrespectful shit anybody can do is touch your braids. Like, if somebody got a tech, I don't know if it was me or somebody, like, got a tech, and we at half court, and he like hit the bottom of my braids, like
on purpose, like just smack.
Like, yeah, just like, calm down, little bro, like that. Like he little bro me, like he son me right there. I'm just like, I'm ready to kill this. Like, you don't touch my braids. So then from that point on, it was just like, after the game, he came to me, he was just like, you got my respect. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? We gotta play for your respect? Like, at this time, I don't know. Like, I gotta play for your respect? No, I'm trying to come out here and go. And tear you apart.
Right.
And he's like, nah, like, you know, you didn't back down. Like, you went hard. Like, I'm even hurting right now. Like, yo, my chest hurt, my body hurt. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I wasn't, you know, I wanted to see if you was gonna stand the test of time. I said, oh, this motherfucker was some good Corleone shit over here. Like, he the Godfather over here. I gotta kiss the ring. That's what I was thinking. Like, but for him to like, you know, he was 8 at the time. You good in the book of 8.
Right.
And so ever since then, we became close, talking. And then similar to us, it was just more, at first it was just all basketball. Then over the years, it became about friendship. Then it became about family. Then it just became about just life in general.
Right.
So that's my story of like, didn't know I was being tested by him, but being tested and like passing the test without you even knowing it.
What year was it in the playoffs versus each other? Because y'all was battling, bro.
That was the Western Conference Finals in I think that was 09. I think it was 09.
That year, right?
Huh?
Did they win the championship that year?
Yeah. So I was sick because we were supposed to beat them that year.
Bro,
I don't like saying we should have. I don't like saying all that, but when you reevaluate everything, we really wanted Orlando in that finals that year. Like, we was like, if we get game 1 in LA or game 2, we going back to Denver. We sweeping them. Like, we was gonna beat them. We was gonna beat them that year. If we'd have won in LA, if we'd have won both games, we would have beat them.
Right.
And we'd have swept Orlando that year. Like, it was just like,
no, Orlando was all right, but they won.
We'd have swept them. We'd have swept them that year.
All right, let me see. I got so many favorite Kobe moments that I told so many, but I think like, right. So right away, the media put me and Kobe versus each other. Right?
Absolutely.
It was about Shaq's sidekick, right? Who's going to be the best sidekick in Shaq? So immediately, me and Kobe. Now let's go back. My favorite players was Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Allen Iverson.
Right.
So I come into the NBA, and like we all do, I'm like, shit, I'm playing against Kobe. Like, this is my dude. Like, me and my brother's been loving Kobe for so long, right? And then year 2, now me and Kobe gotta like do like this. Because now I got Shaq. So now we not talking to each other, nothing. Like, I want to hello, or I want to tell him like, yo, you my favorite player or something, right? But I don't get a chance to do that. And immediately we got to start like battling versus each other. And I just remember like when I first played against Kobe, because when I first came in, I was never a shooter. When I first Kobe treated me like guys treat Ben Simmons right now. Like, he went so far under the screen that I had to earn his respect by knocking shots down, right? So I remember us playing on Christmas, when Shaq came my second year, and Kobe going so far on the screen, and I just kept like, pow, pow, pow. And Kobe walked up to me at some point in the game. He said, oh, you've been working. Oh, you've been working on your game, right? So, you know me, I ain't have many words for him. I just shook my head like, you better respect me type shit. And I remember at some point in the game, I grabbed the ball. And Kobe, as soon as I grabbed the ball, he picked me up 94 feet. And at that moment, I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
This is somebody who was going under 5 screens to let me shoot. And
he ain't doing that with everybody. He wasn't doing that with everybody.
And like, you know, when Kobe and from that point on, dog, we just kept having battles until we all got in the Olympics in 08, and we all got a chance to really, really get a chance to see each other work and really get to know each other outside of basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, when you around somebody for 30 days, 30 plus days in a whole nother country, like, and then y'all on the same team, like, you.
Right. Yeah, dog. So like I think we all grew a different, because the thing what I tell people all the time is Kobe did not fuck with a lot of people in here.
That's
And
a what is a Snapple fact? Like that's a Snapple fact right there.
And I think for all of us, when we got to the Olympics, like he was that dude who we heard stories about Kobe, right? We heard that he got up and we worked out at 2 a.m, or he did this and that. We believed him until we got to the Olympics, and I start seeing this dude work, and I'm like, oh, he on his second.
Mentality was totally different. Like his mentality was different. Like for us to have a chance to to go to Olympics with him and be there with him and just like build something different.
Right.
Like we will always cherish that. Like we will always carry on, his legacy. And like you said, he didn't mess with a lot of people at all. Like he didn't rock with a lot of people. That just was his nature. Everything was a competition, and it wasn't.
Hey, you ain't drinking no wine, bro.
Oh, bro, my shit is look. I'm almost done.
Started before we got on, because I've been
I popped the bottle as soon as I got on the last time when the shit started working. That's when I opened the bottle.
Yo, so right. So listen, to people, obviously, Carmelo just catching up and talking about all kind of stuff, but you know what I'm saying? This is called the Wind Down. Melo got something coming out on Monday. Melo, what is it called again?
What's in your glass?
Called What's in Your Glass. And like for us both, we're just enjoying wine, man. Like we love wine. We love obviously pairing food with wine, but we love conversation with wine. And right now, like that's all we're doing. Like we're drinking wine and we're just having conversation, we vibing. And this is the reason why I fell in love with wine. It wasn't about everything that goes into it necessarily. It was more